an emotionless expression on his face when he looked at me. And then one day, it started. Every time I see him in the hall, he would say hi to me, but he'd call me by my name to make it creepier. I wasn't exactly sure how he got my name, but I never asked. There was one night that my mom was working the night shift, so I'd be home alone all night. I came home at like 9 p.m., and the neighbor was as usual sitting on that windowsill, as if he didn't have anything going on in his life. As I unlocked the door, this time instead of saying hi to me, he asked me if my mom was working tonight. Here's where I look back and cringe because of my own stupidity, because I foolishly nodded yes. He didn't say anything after that. He just slowly nodded his head. I didn't say anything else either. I simply walked inside and shut the door. I had enough of his creepy ass for one night. Basically, after getting home, I just washed up a little bit. I had a snack, did laundry, and took a shower. As I was in the shower, I heard a weird rumbling noise. It was a pretty concerning noise, but I couldn't even begin to try and pin out what it could have been. I got out of the shower after hearing it because I was concerned someone might have been in the apartment. I heard a similar noise outside of the bathroom.
It's been a long year. This pandemic is hard. You may feel overwhelmed, burned out, and ready for a break.
So I did a pizza delivery guy for a decent amount of time. I usually get stuck with a crappy shift of 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. I live in a pretty small city out in the boonies, so there's only like one murder per year in our area. Well, last month there were 3 back-to-back murders. We as drivers keep on that stuff. But hey, the average out pretty good for just driving around the city all night, so it wasn't anything to get too worked up about. Anyway, it was probably around 1 a.m. There was only me, another driver, a cook, and our manager, who's in his mid-20s. He's really cool and understanding because he had been a driver in his teens. We were all finished with all the cleaning and stuff like that because it was an unusually slow night that night. And we finally got an order. I was the so-called lucky one to get to take this delivery down the dirt road in the middle of nowhere. I personally had never delivered to that area, but it was about 10 miles away from where I lived, so I knew there was only going to be about 5 houses on that lonely 4 miles of road. I put the pizzas in my car and started on my drive. I had just put in 2 12-inch subwoofers in the back of my '99 Honda Accord to complete my white trash look, but they weren't secured in there. Being an unkept dirt road, I was driving pretty slow. My GPS told me I had arrived, but it was about a mile off, so I turned down the subs and pulled up to what I believed to be the house. Our boss has a thing about never pulling up in the driveway, no matter how much of a walk it is. And this was one of those times that I thought I'd actually do what he says. I grabbed the pizza and receipt and walked up to the door. It was a long driveway, and what sucked was they had the audacity to leave all the outside and inside lights on to the house. Probably just watching a movie, I thought to myself, as it wasn't this unusual this time of night. I got up to the door and knocked. Nothing. Great, 10-mile drive here for nothing. I knocked again and again. I started to get uncomfortable. That's when I heard the quiet sound of someone or something walking. It was coming from around the side of the house that I couldn't see. I was getting a bit unnerved and decided this was a great time to start heading back to my car. I didn't want to go back empty-handed, though. When I got to the safety of my car, I decided to ring up the person and see if they were just asleep. I was probably just imagining the footsteps or mistaking them for the creaking of the old house. No answer. I decided to balls up and head over to the door one last time for one final knock. So I put my phone on flashlight mode and walked up to the door. One more knock, nothing. This time I heard the footsteps again, and I turned my light and saw a man wearing some sort of werewolf mask. I bolted to my car with him closely on my heels, but it was obvious that he wasn't the fastest man out there, and I easily made it to the car with time to spare. I threw the pizza on the car and floored it, almost hitting the man with my car. I called the police. It turned out that, while yes, this call had been made from inside their house, the actual residents were out of town. This was only a few days ago, and they haven't found the guy. I included a picture of the house for all to see. It was parked by the red. The yellow indicates where the guy was. I still wonder if this man was part of the murders in our quiet little town. But whoever that was, they probably weren't in it for the pizza. On a lazy Friday night when I had the house to myself, I was chilling in the living room with the lights off, watching movie after movie. It was past like 10. I had a craving for pizza, so I ordered a pie from the local late-night pizza place. It was a rainy night, part of the reason why I chose to just stay in and watch movies. Ironically, I was watching some scary movie at the moment, and at some point during that, I heard loud steps coming up the front stoop outside. I waited for a knock or the doorbell. When I didn't hear either, I muted the TV out of curiosity. I then went to the front door and quietly lifted the slider above the peephole to look out at who could be on the porch. I was expecting to see the pizza guy, but at first all I thought I saw was black. It took me a few moments to realize I was looking back at someone's eye, pressed up on the other side of the peephole. I basically leaped back from being startled. I called through the door, asking if it was the pizza guy. A deep man's voice called back, "Yes, it is." But something wasn't right. I looked through the peephole again, and now it seemed like the man on the other side was covering it with his hand or something. I didn't know what to do, other than yell, "Why are you covering the peephole?" He didn't respond to that. Instead, he just knocked on the door. I yelled at him to please leave. I walked away from the door back to the living room. A few moments later, the doorbell rang. I heard the same deep voice yell, "Pizza, open up." I once again got up and went to check through the peephole, but he was still covering it. I shouted at him again to please leave or I'd be calling the police. Now I turned off the TV to allow for total darkness in the house. All I could hear for a while was the sound of the pouring rain outside. When I went back to the front door to look through the peephole once again, now I was able to see through it. The man was no longer on the stoop. I called the pizza place and asked the guy who picked up the phone if he could check if the delivery driver had arrived to my house yet. I, of course, explained what was going on and why I was asking for that. He said he'd give the driver a call and then call me back. So I hung up and waited like 2 minutes. The guy called me back to tell me that the driver had not yet arrived to my house, and he suggested that I call the police. He also said the driver would call me when he arrives. I thanked him and hung up the phone. Next thing I remember is hearing knocks from the backyard door. I felt like this couldn't be happening. I actually felt sick. I crept to the back door, which has a pull-down blind which covers the glass for privacy. It was currently pulled down. This next part I still don't understand. Even though I crept quietly to the back door, as soon as I got there, that same familiar voice said, "I see you there, open the door." And he tried opening it himself. Thank God it was locked. Once again, I yelled on calling the cops if he didn't move. By luck of good timing, my phone began to ring, and it was the real pizza guy calling to say he was here. I told him to please come to the front door quickly. I opened the front door for him and let him in. He asked if I needed help. I begged him to stay with me until the police would show up. He did me that favor. The police showed up within 10 minutes. Having someone there waiting with me made me feel a lot better. There weren't any other disturbances from that man outside from the time the pizza guy got there to the time the police left.
Bizarre. To realize it in a 3D space, I'm going to go on cams. Right? Am I Denny? Oh, you don't go on cams, you just look at them. All right, let's go all the way down here. This is water jugs, right? What's up, laser beam? What are you doing? Who are you looking at? It's so much harder to figure out who's who when you're, when you're on their level and I'm not looking from a helicopter anymore. Hey, Wildcat, laser beam. What's up, guys? I'm gonna go do weapons. I want to see what that's like. This is so weird. Oh. Oh. It's an upload in here now. I guess that makes sense because you can't do an actual weapons.
Embodying electrical.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Whoever did they kill 2 people?
Yeah.
No. Dream killed Sapnap, and then we got out Dream.
Okay. Yeah, but then someone killed 2 people.
Yeah, I thought you said 3. Yeah, 2 dead.
Yeah.
So, well, it's not me.
I came running up with one cat.
I agree. It's not me either.
I agree. Also, it is not me. So now that we,
I would like to
who
assert that it's not
is it then?
It's no one.
Okay.
Who found the body? Let's start with that.
I found the body. It was on the lights panel, like in electrical, inside the cage.
In my experience, Wildcat, doing this with Mr. Face, he's always imposter.
Okay,
that is true.
So,
No, Mr. Beast just said it's my first time playing, not as super sus.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I swear to God! Hey, I
He's
don't
not
know.
sus. He's very sus.
You think you can
You
invite us
always
here
say
to
that,
play
though.
this and then kill us all?
oh, it's not even close.
Oh,
I'd like
cool.
to
Get him out of here!
Alright.
He's so lazy that he really wanted to put Mr. Beast.
Stupid.
I hated that guy anyway.
While everyone's muted, I want to take this time to say subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Where am I going? I have no idea. What is happening? Okay, maybe it's Chandler. Chandler hasn't said a damn thing this whole time. Ah, God! Open up the doors. Open up the doors. I'm getting scared. Core temperature. Oh, boom, baby. Can I walk into the lava?
I may or may not be under the map. Might need someone to call a meeting. Maybe reset.
Do it. Get there, Danny. Do it.
Someone dead? Oh, never mind. We avoided
No.
Mr. Beast.
Wildcat, are you alive now? Are you fine?
Yeah, but I still hear some like weird popping sound. But I
Yeah,
don't know if
anyway.
once this meeting goes away, it'll fix it.
One thing I could fix the lights. You don't have to go to the lights. I assume you don't. I'm on this. Yeah. There's no about me.
No one was eating. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with my tasks. Maybe I should just go. Yeah, I'll do that. I think it's Chandler. I'm just gonna say it's Chandler. We're gonna need Chandler anyway. The paint's run away from here. Anyone's dead anywhere? Jesus. Don't get me! Get me! I want to live! Okay, I need to be in top right. I'm running away from everything. I'm just going to do my If you would like to kill me, then please do it in front of Hey, what's up? What are we doing? Can't see anything left. What's that? What are you doing, bro? Oh. Saucy, you could have had a chance, Ron.
Laser, how was getting murdered in 3D? Was that pretty cool?
That was sick, dude.
Yeah, I watched it on cams, by the way. I just watched that on cams. That was free.
It's pretty good. Well done. Okay, imposter. I got it. Yes, let's go. Love being imposter. I'm actually quite nervous. This is scary. Oh no. Oh no. You actually have to like look around now. Ah, lights. Oh jeez, that scared the crap out of me.
No, Jack, you didn't do it.
Oh, Jack.
There's no way Jack did this. I left him and Mr. Beast together.
Yeah, no, I saw the killer, but I only saw his foot, so I don't know who it is.
I can absolutely tell you it was not me. I ran away from that area as soon as I saw a bunch of people together and lights went off.
Yeah, it was below O2, outside the doors.
No, I'm nowhere near there. I'm on my way
Well,
to
listen,
Midway
I'll
at this
place
point.
myself near the kill. I did go into O2, but I saw Jack and Mr. Beast, and I left them. I went to the tree room, and
I will admit he was the last person I saw, but because I ran as soon as everyone grouped up.
That's pretty fast. Too fast, huh?
Hey, things are fast in this game, man.
Let's skip here. Let's skip here.
All right.
We got Mr. Beast. We can live with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Plot twist, I think it's Chandler.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Come on.
Just let me play. Just let me be imposter. You know? Oh God.